Is Mark Carney in favor of pipelines or not? It's really tough to tell. Hi, I'm Brian Lilley, political columnist with the Toronto Sun. Mark Carney is saying one thing in English and one thing in French when it comes to building infrastructure for energy projects in this country. He was out in Kelowna just over a week ago and making it sound like he would use extraordinary powers of the federal government to build infrastructure projects like pipelines from west to east.
My government is going to do is to use all of the powers of the federal government, including the emergency powers of the federal government, to accelerate the major projects that we need in order to build this economy and take on the Americans.
And yet then he's on CBC in French saying, absolutely not, we will never impose anything on Quebec.
N'imposeriez jamais un pipeline au Québec ou à d'autres
N'imposerez jamais.
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 Si une province dit non, vous passez pas de tuyau.
Ouais, absolument.
Vous n'imposez
jamais
pas.
au Québec.
Okay, so which is it? Look, the National Post has a piece out pointing out that Carney is saying, well, his campaign saying we could be better at communications. No, you're saying that we need one economy from coast to coast to coast to coast. We need one economy. We don't need 13 different economies. We need to have emergency federal powers to build these projects. And yet you're saying you're going to give Quebec a veto on building a pipeline. This is not serious. But then again, Carney's not serious. On the carbon tax, he says he will get rid of the consumer carbon tax, but he will bring in something that will actually increase costs. It's called a a carbon border adjustment. It's essentially a tariff on anything that's imported through Canada from a country that doesn't meet Carney's view of a proper climate or carbon plan. He's saying that he will balance the budget within 3 years, and yet when you ask them about the details on that, they say, oh, well, we're just going to split the budget in two, an operational budget and a capital budget. And the operational budget will be balanced, but the capital budget won't, which means we're not going to have a balanced budget. And then he's on a podcast. I love how he keeps going on with foreign media. He won't talk to domestic media all that much, but he will talk to foreign media. So he's on this podcast with a guy who was a political advisor to the Labour government in the UK, and Anthony Scaramucci, who was with Donald Trump. And he starts talking about how, yeah, I'm a globalist. I'm an elitist.
I'm connected. I can deliver for the country. And my weakness is, people will charge me as being elitist or a globalist, to use that term, which is, that's exactly, it happens to be exactly what we need.
Basically, when Mark Carney tells you the time of day, check your watch, because you can't be sure that what he's telling you is the truth. This guy goes back and forth and tries to split hairs more than you can say. I haven't seen someone this bad since Mr. Dithers himself, Paul Martin, a guy who had so many priorities, he had no priorities. That's where Mark Carney is. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below, share this on social media, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.